Welcome back to Border Adventures, the save where we've loaded up Germany and all the nations that share a border with a down to their lowest playable division. The fact that we have raced through to the last game of the season in our first campaign in Switzerland probably gives you some idea as to how form has been. Amazingly though, a victory today and other results going in our favour, and we could still qualify for Europe. So this is how the table stands then. We've got one game to go. Amazingly, if we win it and Servette were to slip up, we might find ourselves grabbing that fifth and final European spot. This is why we've not been back any earlier. Since the 1-1 draw with St. Gallen in our last episode, we've lost games to Thun and Lausanne, picked up a nice little run of form against Grasshoppers, Servette, Sion, even beat Zurich. We're thinking, okay, let's come back for this Swiss Cup quarter-final. You know, that's a landmark game, quarter-final of a national cup competition. When we came to pick the team, 5 of our players were away on international duty, 2 more were cup-tied, including our goalkeeper. And we had to play a team that was pretty heavily made up of players who were under 18 years old. We decided not to record it just as well. We got smashed and then lost the next 2 games as well to Basel young boys. Changed formation and thought maybe finally we cracked it. Beat St. Gallen, beat Thun, smashed Grasshoppers, absolutely thrashed Lausanne. Thought we were onto something, came to play Servette, lost 3-1 to them. So this was the tactic we had high hopes for, but that's pretty much gone out the window as well. We've got a flat back 4. An anchor man who is a little bit like King Canute. He's trying to repel all of the attacks almost single-handedly, whilst everybody else, including the fullbacks, bomb on. So we've got an attacking advanced playmaker who likes to drive at the opposition's defence, also likes to try and ping balls over the top for our 2 advanced forwards. We've got 2 inverted wingers that like to come in field and dribble, and we've also asked them to sit narrower so they kind of place themselves either side of Carmona. And the formation was working for 4 games. We've got Campare back in form. He's finally decided to join the party. He's got, 5 goals in his last 3 games. He's got 7 goals in his last 8 appearances. So suddenly, after a pretty shaky start, he's got 11 in 32. He's recovered somewhat. Coincided with him being able to speak German as well, which I think has helped him settle. But there is the team we're going to try and send out today. We need a win, and we need Servette to slip up. If those 2 things were to happen, well, we'll be playing European football for the first time in this save next season. But given that they've got a 5-man midfield against essentially Peter Wright, we might struggle today. But we're going to give the tactic a go. It's the 48th tactic we've tried in Switzerland. And what can we say to them? Let's do this for the fans. We are at home. Okay, that stressed out Von Bulmus. He doesn't like doing things for the fans. But yeah, we've played this formation for the last 5 games. It worked for the first 4 of those. As I said, it's our 48th different formation that we've tried. We've not been able to stumble upon a formula that's really been effective. So let's give this another roll of the dice today. It does at least provide some quite attacking, purposeful, penetrative play going forward. So we'll see whether we can do something today, or whether we're going to get ruthlessly countered upon by a 5-man midfield. So here's David. We've got our 2 centre-backs standing virtually holding hands, and they go and score. So we're 1-0 down against Sion. We've come to the referee, though. Has he ruled that out? I don't know how. They were offside there. They had about 6 men running against our 2 who were standing on top of each other. So that's a pretty poor start. I feel like we got away with one there. We're dominating the match stats, but we've not had a highlight. Maybe if we could win the ball back here, we might get one. Diniti. Okay, closing down the goalie. Can we get on the ball now? We can. Can we launch one? There we go. We've gone over the top. 2 advanced forwards. Campare. He's back in a little bit of form. Not that time, though. Here we go with our set plays. What can we do? We've gone short. And that was an absolute disaster. Good. Glad we worked so hard on that little routine. It's us again, though. Here we go. Campare's come out wide. Those advanced forwards do pull into the channels, giving us a little bit of extra width because those inverted wingers, they're both two-footed, so they can go outside, but they tend to sit pretty narrow. Here we go. Another attacking set play. We've scored one. It's Tanguy Kouassi. Well, that is not a bad first half so far. Dominated the shots, got some on target, had some highlights, had to rely on a set piece, but Tanguy rises for it. 1-0, okay. I think rather than having the match stats on screen twice, it might be a good idea if we have a look at the league table. So it looks like Servette are currently doing us a favour. Where have we got the latest scores? What are Servette up to? They're drawing 1-1, are they, after they went down early to Toon? Toon are down in 9th place. They're in that relegation playoff position. They've got absolutely nothing to play for. But doing us a little favour. This is where we do get into some difficulties. Why our anchorman is so far at the pitch, I don't know. And they have strolled through and equalised. Okay. We've got an anchorman who's got the player trait of never going forward. Yet he finds himself on the edge of their box there. And our two centre-halves are stood in a vertical line again. Maybe that is my fault. We have one of them covering and one of them on defensive. Maybe if we put them both on defensive, maybe they'll actually stand laterally rather than vertically. Don't think that's a good look for them. So we've got it all to do again. Tossed possession away. And there's that gaping hole. So let's just pause it here. That is our anchorman. And that is our advanced playmaker. Not quite sure why this guy is marauding forward. We've really asked him not to. And we've got away with one. Okay, we're making changes on the fly here. So that was absolutely awful. And we're also going to have a little word with our anchorman. And maybe if we ask him to be a halfback, hold position. Does the anchorman not hold position as well? Shoot less, dribble less, take fewer risks, and hold position. Well, that's what I want him to do, but he's not doing it. So we'll try the halfback instead. And where are we now? So we're back down in 6. Sion are still drawing 1-1. Got a little bit of work to do, so we're going to have to show some passion. It's not really worked. Campare's pulling a 6.4 for the cameras. He's so shy, bless him. And we're going to have to do a little bit more. So we've got a highlight. Looks like it could be for them. We're going to have to get creative. No, we want it back. Okay, will the halfback stay further back than the anchorman? Hopefully. Here's Fofana. He's our right back today because we've got injury problems. Did that not hit the net? Sure that hit the net. Are we going to get to see a replay of that? I saw the net bulge. And yet, all we've got is a corner. Okay, we sling it in. Campare's on it. He's got a ball across. Was that a shot? I think that was a cross. Little bit better. Come on, with these match stats, we should be winning this game. Servette are doing their bit. They're dropping points. We need more. We need to go very attacking. It's not working. We've got a highlight. Henry Harris has picked up a little knock, but we are coming forward. You see those inverted wingers, they will go outside. Both of them are two-footed. They've got overlapping fullbacks with them. Henry Harris is off, is he? He's off. I think the ref's ruled that one out. He has. Thought we just qualified for Europe. Henry's moved too early. Has he? Tighter than a duck's backside, that one. And it looks like the season finishes with the whimper that it deserves. Down in 6th place, No European qualification. Servette did indeed drop points, but we couldn't even do our bit. So hey, there you go. That is the life of a lower league manager in Border Adventures. You move to a new club, you have high hopes, and you have the most disappointing first season in Switzerland you could imagine. We are going to play through the summer. Fingers crossed we don't get sacked during the off-season. We're going to have to perform some pretty major surgery on this team, I think, to be more competitive next year. But we are going to try our little socks off in a bid to try and win our first piece of silverware in Border Adventures. Thank you for everybody that subscribes. Thank you for dropping a like on this video if you're that way inclined. Check out the description for links to other great FM20 channels that you might enjoy. And we're going to see you next season as we continue our very disappointing Border Adventures.